as it peeks its head above the grass a little bit, saying, "Hungry. So hungry."
We are just unarmed striking, punching this dude straight in the face.
I will swap weapons. I will drop my longbow and I will pull out a scimitar and a short sword.
Tabaxi, make sure you stay out of my way when you move in for your next attack.
Right in front of the Manticore, and pull out my quarterstaff and deal a blow to the face of the Manticore.
Oh, 16 plus 6, that is 22.
As it does, it suddenly yells, "Stop!"
I'm tired of this, and I'm gonna just push my sword right to its throat.
Would like to physically interject in between those two and just use my large size to push them apart.
I don't think I had the heart to tell them about what was inside. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the actual episode 3 of Songs of the Abyss, campaign 1. I am your dungeon master, aka game master, aka daddy mommy, Ernell Pearson, alongside who was making all that racket? Who was making all that racket when we were coming?
Devin.
What?
Devin, oh, okay. The man who's making all the racket. It is Devin Brevin, the dude. Okay, he's still doing it.
Okay, you're safe. You're safe.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We also have my little Thai peanut. It's Xander.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We also have the man who is snacking and attacking. It is Garrick Bartholomew Ita.
Yeah, I got Sour Patch Kids.
I don't know
Wow, for lunch. I like that. I love that for you. We have our
Breakfast,
baby
yeah.
boy. It is DJ Simfis.
What up, man?
What's
going on?
What's happening, big dog? Is that the mustard beaver on your hat?
No.
No, okay. It looked like it.
It's Bucky's.
That's Bucky, dude.
It's Bucky's.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was one of the
Who
two.
invited
It was one
this
of the
Bucky
guy?
from Bussies.
I
Who's
mean, yeah,
invited
I like mustard.
This
I
is
like
why,
mustard.
this is why you can't call yourself a real American.
No, I'm not. I'm not actually. One could argue that my birth certificate isn't valid in America because they fucking gave Barack
You can't be
Obama shit.
president.
Yeah, you
for
should get
fucking,
out. Get out of here.
No,
Get
show
out.
us the real
Yeah.
one. Show us the real one.
Yeah, are you really American if you're born in Hawaii?
I don't know anymore, man. I don't know anymore.
don't even know. What's the rules?
But speaking of an all-American man, it is our best of friend, Sam, Master Drax. What's
Best of
happening, dog?
friendo.
Hello, hello.
Hello, sir.
Dude, ready to play more D&D, man. Ready
God
to,
damn,
to
baby, aren't we?
throw some fucking bones and crack some skulls, dude.
That's
Well, there's
right,
probably not going to
baby.
be a lot of
That's right.
combat, but yeah.
Yeah, probably not
Also-
today. Probably not, but you guys might
We're
see.
gonna
You guys
crack
might
it.
see. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, dude.
And speaking of combat, though, we're gonna get right into this, boys, because this is Songs from the Abyss, baby. Let's go. We are here to play some D&D with all of you guys. And to start off with, last time that we kind of got into things here, does anyone remember what happened in our last episode?
We beat the fuck out of a Manticore. That's
You
what happened.
guys certainly did. You guys
Yeah,
actually
I killed that thing dead.
You guys actually beat the brakes off this Manticore. Just a reminder for everybody, my rolls last episode were not doing me any favors. These guys definitely just put it in on a fucking Manticore, a full size Manticore. Not one of those children Manticore. You know what I'm saying? These guys aren't built like that. That'd be rude. But yeah, you guys beat the shit out of my monster. So that was our first encounter that we had, and these lovely gentlemen got to meet the wonderful Thrargris, the past dwarven king, that him and the spirits of his kingdom now reside on Umbridge Hill, within the hill opposed of the windmill across from there. And he so humbly asked our party for a favor to help him obtain an item within the temple that has been excavated of recent by some other miners within the Phandalin area. And your fellow party members had journeyed offward from Umbridge Hill and are now making your way back towards Phandalin, for you guys to discuss your further plans. Gentlemen, any questions?
I don't think so.
No, we're good to go. All right.
sir.
Then we shall continue on, my good sirs. Well, we can say here You fine gentlemen, find yourselves in a trail, the Miners Trail, leading back to Phandalin. And as you guys are there, you are sort of just traveling as a pack, doing your thing. You guys have not formally met in a real true capacity outside of your initial interactions when coming upon each other at Umbridge Hill. And you guys are now moving as a group back to Phandalin in this sort of very uncomfortable, sort of not really knowing what to do with each other as you guys are sort of walking in this group. There's an awkward tension that can't seem to be broken simply by you guys just trying to be around each other. What do you guys do?
Is it daytime?
We are actually at the night at this point. You guys are still traveling in the eve since the sun had come down during your encounter with the Manticore.
So you said we've been traveling for the day, right? We've been traveling through the day, and now it is.
You guys. It was daytime when you guys arrived to Umbridge Hill and had your interactions. The sun came down as the Manticore was being defeated, so it is nighttime currently as you guys are traveling from Umbridge Hill to Phandalin. And just to make sure that you guys know, Umbridge Hill is only a couple of miles south of Phandalin. Devin.
It's getting a little dark out here. Why don't I light things up for us a bit? And then I'll pull a lantern out and ignite it, and then my mage hand will carry the lantern in front of our party as we go towards the town.
Okay. I'll allow it. Yeah, I don't think a torch will be, or a lantern will be too heavy for your mage hand. So
it's only 1 pound.
As you guys are walking, Adabra is sort of, still has her hand sort of wrapped around the large, massive forearm of Cloud as you guys are walking. And as you guys are sort of marching, she looks at Cloud and says, strange bunch you got here, huh?
Board shrugs.
To absolutely say the least, little one. I don't know what to make of this group or how we ended up in this situation at all, but they offered food and drink, and it's free on my part, so we're going to keep quiet and follow along.
I'm like kind of off to the side a little bit, not like in front, but like off to the side because my mage hand's in front, and I just have my hands in my pockets, and I just go, just sigh, not like a annoyed sigh, but like a thought processing sigh. You know what I mean? So.
Go ahead, you guys are in dialogue. Fire off. Go for it.
As we're walking, I turn around and start walking backwards, and I announce to the group, so I'll give it a lash. My name is Moonwind with a K. Can we just go ahead and break the ice here and get to know each other a little bit before we go grab a few scoops?
You lost me at K, brother. How's your K in Moonwind?
What?
It's my first name. Don't worry about it.
I thought you were going to be the most annoying out of this bunch, but I don't know how I feel about this rogue over here.
I'm just a courier. I don't know what. Calling me a rogue?
I saw your abilities in the way that you fight. I can judge a book by its cover.
Nobody here
Just
fights
grab-
like a simple courier, especially not you.
Yeah. I like to think on my feet, but I mean, you guys can throw out your names and accusations all day long. I'm just trying to get paid.
Clever
No
misinterpretation
accusations
of
here,
words.
rogue. But it's curious how you have a letter that isn't addressed to you that you seemingly have open in our reading. It doesn't seem very courier-like to me.
Well, I'm not reading it right now. It's in my back pocket. But
Only
yes,
because
I
you
saw those-
can't.
Yeah, I saw those mystical letters pop up. There's more to you than meets the eye.
Adabra sort of like stops for a second, like lets go of Cloud's arm, and she goes, "Boys, gentlemen, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. and just kind of puts her arms out. But she's a dwarf, so she's just being hawked over by all of you that are at least 5'11", right? So she's got her little arms out trying to keep you guys separate, but it's really just to no end.
I look over at her. Don't worry, there's no shade from me. I'm just curious. It's in my nature.
Yeah, I bet it is, buddy. I keep on walking, and I kind of pace myself a little bit more ahead of the group. So I just kind of walk up front.
And as you're kind of walking up there, because Boris is sort of leading the pack a little bit, Boris is kind of also sort of distance along with you. So Boris kind of looks over his shoulder and sees you kind of coming up. And what do you do from there, Boris?
Boris will pick up the pace. He's also. I'm also going to be looking around actively for any kind of fauna, or if there's any game in the area, to see if we don't have to use any rations.
Okay, please give me a nature check.
Would that fall under survival, technically?
Yes. Excuse me. That's what I was meaning. My bad.
I got you. I got an 18 total.
18? Okay. Yeah, as you are walking, you're sort of looking around at the sort of lined forest that is going down this miner's path. There's not a lot of forest, but there is some foliage around you. You can see some owls in trees. There's raccoons that are sort of rummaging around as well. But as you are sort of looking, you also sort of off in the distance, just off to the side of the road, maybe 50 yards away from you guys, you see this sort of glistening blue standing at about what looks like probably 20 feet. That's just far off in your guys' vision there. You can't quite make out exactly what it is, but it's this sort of shining white blue as you guys come closer.
I will stop and I will look at it. I just stop dead in my tracks and I just stare at it. And does it remind me of anything that I may have encountered?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
15.
15. Yes, you can tell that from far away it looks somewhat amorphous, but you can almost tell that it looks like ice.
I notice that Boris is staring off in the distance as he stopped, and I stop too, and I'm like, is there something you see there, Boris?
I swiftly show up behind Boris and say, what are we looking at?
I'll point it out. I'll just be like, there. What is that?
I'd like to use a perception check to look at what he may be pointing out to me.
Okay, remember, I don't want you guys to be metagaming, so just tell me what it is that you want to do. So you want to see if you can also see it?
I want to see if I can see what he's looking at.
Okay, go ahead.
He wants to see if he can see.
Realize.
Oh, 21.
21. Wow. So you look and you kind of squint your eyes there, and you have dark vision, so you can actually see much more clearly than Boris can right now, with it being nighttime. You can see that it is this giant, massive stone of ice that is glistening from the moonlight shining down on it. It is wet still, with water dripping from some of the corners of this ice, and the jagged edges pointing up from this big amorphous stone or ice block that is sitting there. And it is definitely coming closer as you guys are walking towards it.
I look at
Can I
Boris.
see us as well?
What was that, Xander?
Can I see it as well?
If you would like to do a perception check, you can.
2 plus 2.
So Moonwind kind of squints his eyes, and Moonwind, who also has dark vision, is kind of like looking down, and just he can see the blue. He can see this like light sort of shining off the reflection, but he can't really make out what this is. To him, it could be an ooze to just a rock.
Boris,
Oh, look how pretty.
it looks like we have something of a cold front upon us there, Boris. We should go investigate.
You said what now?
What exactly are we looking at?
Are you gonna pay attention? I just addressed you. Are we gonna go investigate this thing that we see?
Boris isn't gonna wait for them to like talk about it. He's gonna start moving towards it with the longbow drawn.
Okay. And
I'll
you
follow Boris.
So you pull out your longbow, and you have this arrow knocked on there, and you're kind of pulling the string just tightly enough as you cautiously move forward for yourself. And as you do, you guys are walking down this trail, and you guys are sort of very cautiously. You can feel this tension sort of building amongst you guys as you're prepared for anything to be happening around you. You guys move towards the giant stone statuette that you're seeing now. And Boris, do me a favor. Go ahead and roll me another perception check, please.
You got it. That is a 16 total.
16. So you guys come up to this big ice stone that's here off the side of the road, and as Boris, you peer closer to the ice, you can see that inside is this giant creature within. As you're sort of looking from the bottom of the stone up and trying to peer your way through the melting water that is coming off the ice, you look up, and as you look up, you see that this creature within the ice is a giant ogre that's been frozen solid within this block.
We're like, I'll look at him and I'll be like, well, it's a good thing we don't have to deal with that right now.
Adabra sort of like looks amongst your faces, and she seems to kind of hide a little bit further behind Cloud, and says, "What could have possibly done this?"
Well, the old king
was
did
probably-
say the ice dragon. He did mention there was an ice dragon.
Yeah. It
Do
seems
we think
we
it's
need
dead?
to. The ogre, more than likely, its vitals is probably suspended.
That doesn't mean dead.
Man, I love museums as much as the next guy, but I don't want to end up like him, so we should keep it pushing.
On this, I will actually agree with you. Let's head back into town and make sure we gather some food and drink, and then we can properly find out.
Before
what
we
can
do
next.
that, I would like to see if there's anything nearby surrounding the ice in the ogre that we might see to find any traces of the dragon.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check, sir.
16.
16. So you are looking around sort of like behind the block, and you're looking off into like sort of the forest that lines the miners' road. And you don't see anything behind the block, but as you peer left, you notice that there is a number of smaller stones of ice sort of cluttered around the sides of the miners' road within this sort of general area of you guys. They're a little bit more tucked towards the forest that is lining the road, but these look much smaller in size, indicating to you that these could potentially be just other people that the ogre could have potentially been fighting.
And I move closer to inspect the stones,
Absolutely.
the smaller stones. Do I notice anything of interest about them?
Yeah, I'll give that to you as part of your investigation check that you did. So as you move closer to the stone, which is only just a few feet away, the next one from this giant ogre, you can definitely see that there's a person inside with a shield and what looks like a very old sword, just a beaten up sword. And he's posed frozen solid as if he's ready, preparing for an attack from a creature while facing the ogre.
It seems some sort of battle was held here between an ogre and these men. But it seems it also may have occurred that the dragon interrupted this battle. Judging by the spray pattern, it looks like it flew over the woods and across the trees here.
I continue to ignore the rogue.
Nobody asked you to be here, small man. You can walk on down the road and go collect your 25 pieces.
Small man.
Look, I'm not even gonna get the 25
I said-
pieces anyway. That guy's scared shitless of this fucking dragon. But I digress.
It's not the dragon you need, it's the dwarf. And she's not going anywhere without me, so you should behave.
Dauber says, Cloud, it's okay, it's okay.
Is mead still on the table?
Absolutely. I say we go back and we get some mead so we can calm down and have better conversations.
Agreed. I don't think
We've
we're
already
going to
had
find
one
anything else
encounter
of
that was
interest
far
here. Just
too-
frozen men and ogres.
We can
I've had
deal
a
with that
long
another
day. These people are dead. The ogre is dead. We have a dragon to deal with. Obviously, this is not going to be easy. I say we retire for the night.
Xander, you had some.
Actually, Sharp Mage, I've heard stories of folks being frozen in ice and still living through it.
Well, do you have a way to unfreeze them, Mr. Genasi? Because I do
My
not.
my powers are in air, not fire.
Oh, I thought you were a real magician.
As
Please.
soon as he says that,
It's
I
just
put
for
one
show.
finger up, and you see like a floating flame, like a lighter.
Well, there you go. You know, a little bit more of that. We could get out here within 48 hours. So, thank you for that.
I sit there and think for a second. I'd like to see if I'd like to look more closely at the body within the block of ice.
Okay, go ahead and roll me
I
an
wanna-
investigation check, please.
What have I got? +3, 18.
18. So you look closer into the ice, and you're peering upon the man that is frozen within. And the look, even though he is sort of positioned to be taking on an attack from the ogre, you see that his head's actually tilted away from the ogre, looking upwards with a fear of an expression of total fear upon his face.
I want to look more closely at his eyes, and I want to see if there's any. And I want to put fire in my hand, and I want to wave it across his face, like someone's checking pupil dilation.
Okay. Yeah, you move your hand across and you can see that his eyes are moving, the iris and the pupil are moving in reaction to the fire.
I look at everybody. This man's alive.
You're muted, Xander.
Holy shite, I was right.
That was a good one on you, Genasi. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We need to gather some brush. We're gonna make a fire. We're gonna try and thaw the ice around this man. We need to look at any other of the people around us, and we need to see if any of them else are alive. Anybody got torches? Anybody got light sources? We need
Excuse
to
me,
wave.
there is an ogre trapped in ice over there. I don't want to unmelt that fucker.
Then you can leave.
All right, is your grave?
I would like to check the integrity of the ice the man is trapped in.
Ooh, okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, nat 20. 22.
Ooh, nat 20. Wow. So tell me, what are you looking for on the ice?
I'm looking to see if he's been frozen long, if the ice is fresh, if there's any fractures, possibly the ice could safely be broken.
Gotcha. Okay. So as you're looking sort of at the ice, you can tell that this isn't normal ice. This is definitely the ice of a dragon's breath. And because of such, the glisten on this ice is much more smoother and silken than what you would get out of ice for a cube or frozen ice on a lake that you've experienced before in other lands. You don't see any apparent cracks that are obvious. This looks perfect in its freezing. You could maybe argue that the man has been frozen for at least a few hours, sort of signifying that this event took place while you guys were fighting the Manticore.
Okay. I turn to the group and I kind of announce my findings. This man, he's been frozen for a few hours. If we are to free him, he won't survive in the ice much longer. Hypothermia will take him much before. If we are going to act, we need to act fast. He may have vital information.
Boris, you had a question?
Maxi.
How long might this take?
It depends on the tools we use, I suspect.
I think, yeah, it would depend. It would depend.
Tabaxi.
I can always try my fists, but I don't think they'll be effective given how perfect this ice is.
So if we were
What
to
if
melt
I-
down the ice, how long might this take? Given we have all these torches and stuff and we're trying to get back into town. That's like the real problem that we need to tackle now as a party. Do we melt this ice down or do we just say fuck it and leave and let someone else know? Are we able
have
to
a
try and
suggestion.
discern how long this might take?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a investigation check.
That's an 8 from me.
8. You sort of see that you guys have torches, and you kind of, okay, if you put fire next to it, it could take anywhere from an hour to all night.
Okay.
The mage hand is still holding the lantern, correct?
It is, yes.
Correct.
Is this lantern oil based?
It is. Yes.
Can we douse it in oil and then light it on fire to help speed up the process?
You can surely try.
Boris, before we do anything hasty, let's see what the mage had to say.
I do have blast powers. There's a possibility I could crack it myself, and then Tabaxi, with you and your luscious forearms, do you think you could break it even further if I weaken it?
It's worth a chance,
over
but
at
the
Boris and
blast,
say-
the concussion of the blast may injure the man inside.
Or he shatters
over at
into
Boris.
pieces.
I look over at
True.
Boris and say, "Why did he have to say luscious?"
He's
Or
got
shrug.
good arms.
For yourself, and you
Boris
answered
is
that
fine.
question.
I can appreciate a good forearm, okay?
I think I like
who's the
Boris's
whispering?
suggestion. I believe that's the safest and most controlled start to freeing this man.
Absolutely.
I walk over to a nearby tree and I just kind of prop myself and sit down, just so I can lean back. All right. This is what we're
I would
doing
like
now.
to join him.
Okay.
Hey, don't you get near me, Blue Man Group. I don't want to fucking see you.
However, I sit crisscross applesauce right next to him, back straight as ever.
I tell Adabra to go
How are
sit
you?
specifically next to the blue-skinned one because I don't trust the other one.
I was like, all right, let's gather some brush. Let's douse some brush and the ice and oil, and then I can ignite it with a firebolt.
Okay. So you're wanting to brush the ice with oil and then light it on fire?
And also make a perimeter of brush so that way it has.
It's burning from the top
know.
and the bottom.
Controlled. Okay, gotcha.
I look over at the Genasi as like, however, I do need you to pay attention because if the fire gets a little out of control, we need to be able to put this out.
Oh, easy enough.
So
You can do it, Blue Man.
So how are you wanting to light the oil specifically?
I was gonna do a firebolt at the ground.
At the ground. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d20 to see if it hits.
Oh god, it fell off it fell off my desk.
That's okay.
What any is it just my attack plus
Should be
or whatever?
It should be your charisma.
Okay, so all right, +6. I got it 20.
20? Not nat 20, right? Just 20.
Not a nat. Yeah,
Okay.
14
20.
+6.
Where are you aiming for?
I'm gonna ignite. Let's say we did like a trail of oil, like to the brush on the dirt, and I'm gonna hit the trail so then it just kind of like goes over and around it. You know what I mean? So I'm not hitting the man directly.
Awesome. So you guys have the oil lined up. You kind of snap your finger and whoosh as you sort of aim right at the ground there. The line lights. The oil sort of drags further as the fire follows the trail of the oil that you guys painted on it. And the entire ice cube gets engulfed in this flame. And as it does, it's burning brightly across. And you can see that the ice is starting to melt, but the fire is beginning to die down as it's slowly melting as well. Because the ice is melting and dousing the oil out from underneath it.
But we did put oil all around it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Is it rapidly enough to like where the man is getting unfrozen?
Not quite. You're probably
It's more like a shrinking.
It is shrinking. It's probably about half the size as it was prior.
Okay. Okay.
Xander, your hand was.
Did
up,
I
sorry.
use?
Magic Man, we need more fuel. Should we get some sticks?
Absolutely. Can you gather some sticks for me?
On it.
I'm going to. Do we have more? Do I still have oil? Do I still have oil?
Yeah, I'll
Did I
say
use all of it?
I'll say you have a bit left. It's keeping the lantern on. I will say there's an argument that there's not enough for you to be wasting anymore without the lantern not being able to be lit anymore.
No. Does anybody else have oil in their pack?
No oil, but the ice is shrinking. I could try to use my claws to chisel away at it once it's been weakened by the fire.
Do you think you can aim it to the side of the frozen man? So, I just do not want to shatter this human inside of here. We need some information.
Only time will tell. I do not know how the ice would predict.
Okay, Garrick, go
What's the
ahead
six?
and roll me a d20 to see if you hit with your.
The fire is out at this point, correct? Like it has doused itself.
It's not.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
not
not swinging
completely
into
out.
fire.
You're not gonna hurt yourself, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 18. What was what would be the modifier if anything?
For that it should be strength.
So 25.
25. Okay, and then roll me for your bonus attack, since you're a monk.
16.
16. Okay, cool. Now, before we go any further, I want to pause real quick. You guys, I don't know if Garrick, if you noticed that on your character sheet, your character has a little sun symbol next to his name. That is the symbol for heroic inspiration. So, what that is that each game,
Where the fuck is this?
it-
Okay, I do see that. I do see
Your
that.
character sheet, yeah, under your picture. Each game, each session that we do, the DM, gets to pick one of you that gains heroic inspiration for that session and that session alone. What heroic inspiration is that during our session, the person who has heroic inspiration gets a chance to pick one roll throughout the session that can be rolled at advantage, meaning that you can roll whatever dice is required, more preferably d20, and if you do not like that roll, you can roll again and then pick the higher number of the two.
Oh,
interesting.
So I just wanted to give you that warning before we went any further. Go ahead and roll me another d20 for your bonus attack, sir.
Okay. 20.
20. Perfect. So Garrick, Cloud's
Oh, shit,
claws.
sorry. No, it's 21 because I can't math.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you definitely hit. Your claws come out, and you just take one big fat swing right at the ice at the start, and you slash across, shing, and you feel the ice digging underneath your cat claws as you are chunking off a big fat hit each time that you swipe across this thing. And you get 2 good swipes chunking off a majority of what's left of the ice right near the man's torso.
Oh.
Right. It looks like it's working there, Tabaxi. You think we can keep going?
Might need to switch to fists just so I'm only harming the ice if we go any deeper.
Is there still fire
Sounds
on
good
the ground?
to me. Yes, let's light some fire surrounding him, but not in front of the Tabaxi. I'll help you gather some brush there, Moonwind.
Can I take? I want to take a couple of punches at the weakened spots of ice.
Okay, give me 1 second, Xander.
So I'd like to take the sticks that I've gotten, and I want to put it on the fire that's already there, but away from Cloud, kind of like because we said we were surrounding this ice with fire. So basically, there's like a spot where obviously Cloud is going after the ice and stuff like that. Just everywhere around it, where he's not, start like loading the sticks up and stuff like that, and then I take a couple and then light them, and I'm kind of like just like scanning the ice kind of like nearby to kind of like help with the melting of it.
Sure. Okay.
Meanwhile, my mage hand is just like floating through, like in the background, just like with the lantern.
Mage hand, light over here.
Cloud, go ahead and roll me 2 more d20s for a hit.
So 11, 17 for 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking 1. So
So okay,
I
so
would
you
use your inspiration.
so you take 2 more swipes. Unless you do you want to use your inspiration die?
I don't know. We're so early into the session, but see, I have an issue with these sorts of things because it's like a mega potion in a video game, right? I want to hang on to it until I need it, and then I never use it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna use it just to use it. Fuck it. We're gonna do it.
Oh wow. Okay.
19, 60, so it's 25.
Awesome. Okay, so you take your cat claws, you get 1 big swipe, you chunk off
They're
the
punches.
back.
I'm punching.
Oh, they're punches? Okay.
Punching.
So you do 1 good punch right to the backside. Big old chunk comes off there. You take another swing, and it is the chunk sort of on the front of his torso. You hit that bad boy. The chunk goes flying off of there. All the fire that's on it is still burning on the ice chunks as you are piecing this off of the man. Xander, go ahead.
Daddy, mommy, if you could refer to text message.
Sure. Gotcha. Okay. What do you guys do from there?
I run back over. I put more brush on the fire to keep it going. I want to look closely at the ice and see if there's good size like cracks in it now from the impact of monk.
Yeah. I would also like to inspect the ice. Maybe see if we can start to physically pry pieces away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Still working on this ice over here.
You're doing a good job there, Moonwind.
I'm
Keep it up,
gonna.
Blueskin.
I'm gonna.
Hey,
Courier, you want to give a hand over here? My arms are hurting.
Well,
I'm
Boris,
gonna be
19.
Boris,
Sorry,
go ahead.
I'm gonna be gathering enough stuff to start a campfire, so when he gets out of the ice, he'll at least be able to be warm.
Awesome. Okay.
Here, Boris, use this.
Garrick, what did you roll?
A 19 for investigation.
Okay. Devin, did you roll for investigation too?
No. I'll do it right now.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it! Went off the edge again. I need to get a dice tower. I got a 16.
16. Okay. So yeah, you guys can definitely see that the ice is starting to the integrity of the ice is starting to now crack. And you can see it cracking more and more around the sections that Cloud has chunked off of the man. However, you also notice too that the fire on the lower section of the ice is just burning well enough that the man's clothes are starting to get caught in the fire as well.
Tabaxi, do you think you can use your mighty strength and just pull apart the ice?
I absolutely can give it a go. We'll have to be quick.
All right, I want to also roll to reignite. What you said, the man's fires clothes are starting.
His clothes are starting to catch fire.
Yes.
We both
Moonwind,
notice. I'll take care of the ice.
Moonwind,
You
I
take
need you
care of
to-
the flames.
Moonwind, I need you to blow out this fire.
I would like to
that's
try
what I was looking
to.
towards.
I would like to try to reach into the gap in the ice and physically like break it apart now.
Okay. Let's see. Xander. Yeah, I think because of your sort of passive abilities of you being a Genasi, we'll give you some of your light trick spells to be able to kind of do stuff like that. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah,
that we had the utility to do so.
I'm thinking of like a kind of like a Moses parting the Red Sea kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
a little
Xander, you give me D20 roll with your wisdom. Garrick, give me a D20 for attack.
I'm attacking.
Yeah, we're gonna consider it because you're trying to break the ice apart.
He's
fair.
breaking the
Well,
ice.
you know what? No, actually, let's do this. Let's have you give me an athletics check. Let's do that.
Okay.
I got a 14 total.
14. Okay, thank you.
16.
16. Okay, cool. So Garrick, Cloud takes his claws buried right underneath the ice, and your fur is starting to get a little bit singed from this fire that's underneath you. And you, within one moment, dig your claws just deep enough to be able to pry these two sections and snap them right off of the man's body. When he does, you can see parts of his fabric of his clothing kind of come off with the ice as they're still stuck from within being frozen. His armor is still intact. His flesh is still intact, but his clothes are definitely tearing apart a little bit. Xander, Moonwind's wind blows and gusts across the outside circle of this ice block as Cloud is sort of piecing it off apart, and the spiral of the wind sort of wraps around and shoots upward as the fire kind of gusts out from all around you guys.
Warlock, catch him before he hits the ground.
I do. I catch him, and then I take my jacket off and I put it around him too.
Give me an athletics check, sir.
I got +4, 21.
21. Okay, so you, like a fucking secret agent, you slide underneath this man, you catch him, and in one swift movement, your coat comes off of you as you're sliding, wrapping around the guy into your other hand, and you
Some
catch
slick
and
shit.
canopy him, just Mission Impossible style, dude, as he falls. And as he falls too, this man is sort of, like as he's wrapped in your jacket, he still has his small shield and his sword sort of tucked in next to him with your coat wrapped around, and he's looking at you still with frost tattered across his beard and pieces of ice still sort of stuck to his skin and hair and across his armor, and he is looking up at Leon in sheer terror.
All right. And did Boris make the fire?
It is made, yes.
I'm gonna take him by the fire, and I'm gonna put him down and just be like, you're with us right now. and I'm gonna look over at Adabra. I'll be like, how far are we from town?
Oh, I'd probably say just an hour's march.
An hour. Let's warm this man up enough where he can walk, and then we need to get him to town as soon as we can.
I could carry him if need be, if we need to make haste. A hearth would be much more efficient than warming him than a fire.
I agree. Let's get the chill off of him for a second, and then we should make haste.
I finally get
a
up.
pint or two always warms
Start
me up.
stretching.
DJ, what was that?
I started getting up, start stretching.
So what do you guys do from here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you exert yourself a little bit?
Yeah, still.
Who invited this kid?
Tightness in my back.
He's lucky I have restraint right now with everything that's happened.
Hey man, I just fought a manticore. Save your asses. All right. I deserve a little bit of.
Oh yeah, because you
know
are
what? I'm not even going to start it. I just want to get a pint or two.
Dover's like, gentlemen, stop. You don't have to do this. The man is in danger.
Tabaxi, do you have the strength to
Whatever
bring
you
him
say,
back
sweetheart.
after exerting as much as you did?
I should be more than fine for a 1 hour march.
I believe that that a couple of us should make haste and dash with this individual. If the others do not want to run at full speed, they could meet us there.
I'm gonna force feed the frozen man a good berry so he gets 1 hit point back.
Okay, Boris puts the berry up to the guy's mouth, and he's like, oh.
Actually,
he
and I'm
can
gonna be
hardly.
like, I'm gonna look at Boris. I'm gonna say, good idea, and I'm actually gonna give the man one of my. I'm gonna have him use one of my potions.
You have potions?
I thought I started with 1 or 2. Yeah, I have 2 potion of healings.
Oh, okay, sounds
Wild.
good.
I don't.
Yeah, I didn't
don't
remember any of you guys having them. Let me.
Yeah. I just give him one good berry because like it gives him 1 hit point and then it's enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. So.
Oh,
it's
actually,
enough-
that's a good
enough
point.
to-
That's a good
it's
point.
Enough to get him.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So we'll get him more. I think we should give like 30 minutes, for him to like warm up around the campfire, and then we head straight to the inn, and then we see if they can draw maybe like a hot bath for him, or if he needs to sit by like a hearth and get him some
Get him fresh
food.
clothes.
Yeah, we'll get him some fresh clothing as well. Which I mean,
I just want to paint this picture real quick. When you force feed this good berry?
oh, it's
I
straight
just
up
imagine.
like his.
I just
mouth's probably,
imagine like you pull it out, and he's just like shivering, and then like I pop up behind you. I'm just like, Gwen, and then you go in
Boris, like,
subtly, and
grabbing
then all of
his
a
face,
sudden
like,
full palm it into his mouth.
Literally, I just get it, like I just force it like into his lips, like, and I'm like,
Huh?
And this
It'll
man,
be good for you.
He's like chewing his mouth,
Holding it.
It's like chewing his mouth.
I'm like patting his
He's
back
laying
like
next
he's a
to the
baby. I'm
fire.
like, shh, there you go.
and this man who is like still partially frozen is like looking up at all of you that are sort of like circled around him, laying there next to the fire. He's looking up at you guys in just utter fucking terror. This man is horrified by what is. He doesn't understand anything that's going on right now.
Do you feel better?
He doesn't say anything. He's still shivering and he's still chewing on this good berry. But he's looking up at you guys like, oh, like not saying a single word to any of you.
Let's
We're all in
obviously-
agreement. We're going to wait a half hour since the berry feeding. Yes.
I'm gonna look back at the ogre, and I'm just gonna go, fuck. Do we take a short rest? Is that what we're gonna do?
Yes, we can take a short rest. You guys can go ahead and do that. I don't think you guys don't really have anything that needs to be recharged because you guys didn't lose any hit points from the battle. So
I get my spell back. I get my spell back.
Oh no, that's on long rest, I believe, unless it says otherwise.
No, once per short rest, warlocks
Short rest,
get their
perfect.
spell back.
Perfect,
Yep.
no worries. Okay, well, thank you. And what that was the armor of Agathis, right?
Yep.
That you used? Yes, perfect. Okay. All right, so we can get that back there for you. Okay, so you guys sort of chill next to the fire, and as you guys are kind of hanging out, you're all sort of sitting in just different spots around the fire, as if you're all kind of going in for s'mores or whatever. You guys are all sitting opposed from each other, just distanced enough to indicate that you guys aren't quite comfortable with each other yet, but close enough that you guys can all stay warm to this fire. Adabra is sort of leaning on Cloud's shoulder as you guys are both sitting on the ground. This man is like sort of sitting in front of Boris, as Boris is sitting crisscross there next to the man, and he is still shivering, not saying anything, and just looking up at the sky, not really knowing what to do. What do you guys do from there?
I look
When
at
we,
the
get
individual.
down, who... Oh.
Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say I look at the individual and I go, do you think you can walk?
Jackal.
I said, so when we get down, who's babysitting Sub-Zero over here?
My mage hand goes in front of Jackal and shushes him.
The man, as you guys are talking, the man is sort of like, his eyes are like shifting to like see who's talking like next to him. He can't obviously see it from across the fire, but he's kind of just like shifting every time one of you sort of chime into the conversation. Leon.
Well, my question was directed at him. Do you think you can walk?
He doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then my mage hand shushes Jackal, and then I go, I look over at Cloud, and I'm go, do you think you can carry him?
I shouldn't be much of a problem now that we've rested. Also, I would like to take a look at the man, since we've been sitting and he has no idea what's going on, and I would like to inform him. I know you're confused, I know you're scared, but you were just found in a block of ice, fighting that monstrosity behind us, and I point to the ogre. We left it frozen for obvious reasons, but we decided to free you since you might be able to answer some questions about what happened. We don't want anything in return for your rescue, except for the answers to our questions. We plan on taking you safely to town, where you can rest, get new clothes, and possibly a warm hearth.
Moonwind, then Jackal.
I would like to get up from my seat and observe the ogre.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check, sir.
Three total.
What were you? What? Okay. What were you looking for on the ogre's ice block?
Nothing in particular. I just wanted to walk around it, just kind of like look at it, and just honestly, in my headcanon going into this, I was just gonna like walk up, look around at it, and then meet eye to eye with it, and just be like, ugh.
Cool. So you go up to the ogre's ice block, and you're looking up at this gigantic stone beast that is in front of you. You look up, and you turn your head, and you come to the realization, ogres are quite large. Jackal.
That's all he gets.
Yeah, great idea. Unfreeze this guy and then have a big ass cat talk to him. This is great.
Oh, the
detective
mage hand?
work. Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
really care at all.
I'm not even going to acknowledge the cat comment.
It just
ignore
goes up at. I just want to say when it goes up and shushes, it just like in front of him. It didn't have it like on his mouth. It just like goes away. You know?
It's just making a shush.
Yeah, like shh. Like
Peter
Well,
down.
I'm ready to go. So I'm going to pick the man up and begin to heading into town.
Okay.
I will follow suit.
I second that.
Anybody else?
Garrick, please give me an athletics check, sir.
Of course.
First round is on the courier.
18.
18. All right, so Garrick goes up to the man, and he, like, with his hand, just grabs the man from his front armor piece that he has, and just, in one fell movement, lifts him up like a bag, and just sort of shoves him onto his shoulder. And this man's like, oh.
He's still wrapped in my jacket, right?
Mm-hmm,
He's still wrapped.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
He sounds like Hank Hill.
Honestly, as this has been playing out in my head canon, this man is actually Ken Jeong.
Yeah.
He didn't get a Baja Blast. He got a Baja.
Oh. Damn it,
That
Bobby.
sounds too close to Bon Me, and now I'm hungry.
All right. Do we make way? Do we make way?
Yeah, well, Boris will snuff out the campfire.
Perfect.
Awesome. So you guys leave the area and start making your way further down the Miners Trail. And as you guys do, you are seeing still. Oh, whoa! Why that close? That's crazy. You guys are seeing still that there are a couple of stone blocks that were still present there where you guys left, including the peaking ogre of the area. But you guys continue down the road into the town of Phandalin. And as you guys sort of enter town, you see that the people here are still kind of doing the things that Phandalin citizens do. They're still shopping, they're still moving around. There hasn't been anything of worry happen to the town in your guys' absence. And you guys sort of make your way up the trail into town and see that people are starting to sort of move their way towards the center of town here. You guys are sort of in a part of town that doesn't have a whole lot of people come through there, but you guys are noticing that there's miners sort of coming in the night from their shift in the sort of local area. It is still nighttime. You guys are coming through. There are night shoppers and night townspeople sort of kind of hanging out around the area, but there are no kids. All the kids are sort of at home with their families and such, and most of the people that you still see around are commoners, beggars, people that are sort of normal working townsfolk that keep the town running at night to make sure that people are safe in the town of Phandalin. What do you guys do from there?
What I want to do is I want to look at Cloud, and I want to ask if he has any gold where he could go into the inn, because my plan is to split off for a second to get more oil and more supplies.
Well, why don't you tell Cloud that?
Cloud, do you have any gold where you could procure a couple beds and well as some food for the gentleman?
Indeed, I should
can
be
lend you
able to
some.
procure my own lodging and food, as well as some for this frozen man here.
If you could, I know this would be a lot to ask, but if you could make sure that there's food at least getting prepared, I'll give you 5 gold pieces here to get this started. I'm gonna go make sure we have supplies.
Aye, I'll head to the inn. We'll make sure the dinner will be ready upon your return.
I appreciate it.
Xander?
How many gold pieces did I make for my performance earlier?
No gold pieces. You...
Rip.
Yeah, no, the townspeople of Phandalin do not have gold, I promise you.
Okay.
I made some bronze pieces or some shit.
Yeah, you
Copper,
have
maybe?
probably a couple, I'd say 5 copper pieces, and I will go ahead and apply that to your inventory here on my end.
Okay. I had it up here. I'm just gonna.
Here you go.
And I
you
hand
do that.
3 gold pieces to Cloud to get everything started. So
Gotcha.
I believe I started with like 100 or something.
Yeah, you had quite a bit. You had 100. Go ahead and adjust yours down 3. And then, Garrick, if you could add Cloud with 3 more gold pieces.
Yeah, I think I had 25 to start.
You had 10.
10. Where do we find
Damn, everyone's fucking.
Where do I find
loaded.
that?
It's your inventory. There will be a currency section that is there.
It
I
was
see it,
my
I see it, I see it.
background.
Gotcha.
Man, 8.
You said add 3. Got it. Okay, added.
Okay. So Devin, you're heading to someplace to get some provisions.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the general store. I'm gonna stock up on oil and just just generic goods, nothing like super like crazy. And I'm gonna make sure and I'm gonna see if there's no, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna get general provisions and like restock on oil real fast and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and move your icon here to that place, and we will come right back to Devin here in a second. Gentlemen, the rest of you, what are you guys doing? Garrick, you're muted.
I'm gonna pouch the gold that Leon gave me and just head straight to the inn.
Head straight to the inn? Okay, can definitely do that. Adabra will be so humbly following you to the inn as well. And she, as per usual, has been is continuing to hold your massive forearm as you guys go across towards the inn. I gotta try to fucking figure this out because this is such a very not good system that they've applied here. Okay, there we go. Trying to move the icons when I have a much smaller window is not fun. Okay, cool. And Jackal, Moonwind, Boris, where are you guys heading?
Boris is gonna head straight back to the inn because I know I paid for my lodgings already.
Okay.
I know I gave him like a gold piece, and I'm not sure like how much time that got me and like food and stuff like that, but he definitely wants to go back and back to Stonehill and see what's cooked up.
Okay, so Boris is back at Stonehill. Jackal and Moonwind.
I'm also heading to the inn. Just gonna try to get a room for myself with a window.
To the wall. I'm sorry, bad joke. My bad.
Don't eat in the soap dish.
And Moonwind, where are you heading, my good sir?
I'd like to take a look around and see if there's any merchants that are selling anything of curiosity.
Okay, and then we will take you to the town hall, or the town plaza here in the center of town, where there are carts and stuff. There you go. You guys are now positioned for your relative places. So, we start looking here at Leon, who has walked into Barthen's Provisions. And Barthen's Provisions, as you walk in, it is the general store of town. And it's 2 doors behind the Stonehill Inn, as you guys can sort of see on the map on your end, but for our listeners there. It's a general store stocking most ordinary goods, supplies, and lined along the thinly wooded walls of the store are shelves of assorted trinkets, doodads, all sorts of random items, rations filled with backpacks, various bedrolls and blankets, ropes, all the usual utilities that you would find in a store like this. The windows are super dusty with streaks across the windows, indicating the sort of minimal effort that has been put into cleaning this shop. And also an indication of how busy that they must get there. At the counter, Leon, as you walk in, you notice 2 men that are standing at the counter. One has this absurd bowl cut that seems to be going halfway down his head, sort of just below his ears, almost covering his eyes. And the other man next to him is seemingly much older in age, with a mustache, a big mustache going across his face. And Leon, as you come up to the counter, you can hear the man with the bowl cut say, "Well, I'm telling you, I saw it the other night." And the other man with the mustache is very much bickering back and forth with him. And he goes, "There's not a fucking chance in hell that you saw that here in Phandalin." And they're sort of bickering back and forth still as you approach the counter, sir.
I approach the counter and I'll be like, "What did you see here the other night?"
My good sir, thankfully you're asking, because this fucking idiot over here doesn't believe me. And the man goes, "Oh, again, you called me a fucking idiot. You have no business telling me that I'm the moron here when you're making up stories in Phandalin. You're gonna scare the people away." And he turns to the other man with the bowl haircut, turns towards you. He says, "I saw it, lad. I saw it. It was a man shaped like a rat. It was a rat man."
Ah, a rat man. How big was this individual?
He was huge. He was huge, sir. He easily standing the size of a very quite large man. Almost like Stonehill. He's almost the size of Stonehill.
And what was this rat man doing?
Oh, he was doing what rats do. He's rummaging in our garbage.
Curious. Has it Ratman harmed anyone to your knowledge?
And as you say, I think the other man with the mustache just scoffs really loud. And just turns towards like the wall that's sort of behind the counter. And the man with the bowl haircut, he goes, "What kind of question is that?"
It's called an investigative question there, sir.
Listen, sir, I don't need to explain myself. I know what I saw.
Have you only seen it once?
Well, no, I've seen it multiple times, dwelling in the shadows behind our store.
Interesting. Well, I guess maybe you should put a notice out, but it sounds like someone is struggling to survive, if you ask me.
The other guy with the mustache comes back up to the counter and he says, "Look, lad, you don't need to entertain his stupid bullshit, okay? Just what can I do for you?"
Oh, yes, I'm just looking for some provisions here, as I have an expedition I'm going to be embarking here in the next day. Do you have any flasks of oil, by chance?
He looks towards the man with the bowl haircut and he goes, "Well, fucking piss off then." And and the guy with the bowl haircut just sort of crosses his arm and goes, "Oh, fine, fucking." And he walks off from the counter. The man with the mustache goes, I apologize for that. He's a young lad. He's only been here for, a couple of years. He doesn't know the way Phandalin actually works. Welcome to Barthen's Provisions. I am not Barthen. Barthen's actually at home currently. But I can get you anything that you could possibly need. So you're needing oil, you said?
Yes, precisely just 2 flasks of oil. And do you, by chance, happen some rope? I would like to get two rolls of rope as well.
He goes, rope. I've got plenty of fucking rope, man. Just look around the room. As far as oil, give me a couple seconds. I'll go grab your oil for you, and I'll be right back then, okay? And he goes,
I'm gonna continue browsing.
Okay. He goes into the back of the store, and you can hear him sort of rummaging around. There's like glass falling in the back, and like boxes sort of falling upon themselves. And as you're looking around the store, you can see the man with the bowl haircut sort of peeking around the corner of like a little like aisle, if you will, like a shelf that's there. He's peeking around it, looking at you, and he goes, "Psst, psst."
I'll walk over. I'll be like, "What can I help you with?"
He goes, "Listen, I know you don't want to believe me, okay? I know you don't believe me, but just listen. There's crazy shit happening in Vandalin, okay? Crazy shit. The Rat Man is just the beginning, I'm telling you.
Oh, trust me, I have my own experiences, but well, let's just say that is why I need some oil.
It's fucking terrifying, man. I'll tell you what. Every day, I'm scared to fucking death that the orcs are gonna come back. We've got a dragon flying in the fucking area. The beast is still roaming around. I don't know what the fuck to think. And now I have rat men in the back of my store. I don't know what to do.
Well, let me ease your conscience. You don't have to worry about the beast anymore.
And so, as you say that, the man in the back, Garrick grabbing your oil, comes out to the counter. He goes, "Randall, would you piss off, lad?" And he goes, "Okay."
I'll look back at the guy, and I'll just be like, "He has some merit to this conversation. It's okay, sir."
And so the man puts up the oil canisters on the counter, and he says, all right, then. Well, you mentioned that the beast is gone now, then."
Yes, the beast has failed.
"Oh, how do you know, sir?"
Because I took care of it myself.
And he's sort of like in shock. His jaw drops as you say that, and he goes, you found the beast? You killed the beast?"
Yes, I had some help from some allies, but the beast has failed. Most importantly, it's something you will never have to worry about again.
And his eyes light up as you say that. He goes, "Randall, did you hear the man?" And Randall is like in the back. He's like, "Ooh," like excited, not really knowing like what to do with himself. And he goes, "You killed the fucking beast!" And he goes, "He killed the fucking beast!" And they start cheering for you as they're sort of like putting things on the counter. And the man with the mustache goes, "Well, how'd you fucking do it then, lad?"
Magic. And I have like little fire like sparkles come out when I do that. But in all serious, it was a battle. It was not my intention to find this beast. I did not know about the beast. I was actually following some other individuals, and the beast, let's just say we were almost its next meal.
So as you say that, the man is just glowing. He's lit up like the 4th of fucking July, brother. This man is so stoked about this. And he looks at you and he sort of leans into the counter and he says, "Are you gonna do the dragon next?"
I don't know if I can take care of a dragon.
He looks over at Randall, the man with the bowl haircut. He goes, "I think you'll take care of the dragon next, yeah?" And Randall is like, from like the other side of the store, just thumbs up, doing this. And so he puts the oil on the counter, and he grabs the rope that you were sort of seemingly looking at on the wall. He goes, how much rope are you needing?"
Let's see. I might need 3 bundles actually. There's gonna be at least 5 of us, maybe 6. But at least 5 of us. Yeah, I'll take 3 ropes. 3 ropes, yes.
Okay, ropes. So he starts cutting off sections for you, puts on the counter. Goes, "All right then. Well, that will be 1 gold piece or 50 silver pieces."
50 silver pieces. If I gave you, all right, I'll give you 1 gold piece. That'd be fine.
Okay, all right, thank you. And you put the gold piece down, and he takes it and looks and goes,
and then,
"You know, one of these are actually worth 20 gold pieces, or 20 silver pieces, excuse me. I almost had you there, man."
No, I knew. I thought about it.
He sticks the gold piece like down into the counter and goes, "All right then. Well, you're good to go. And whenever you defeat the dragon, let us know, please. We'd love to celebrate with you again."
I will say, do watch the skies. I saw what it does.
And as you say that, we move over to the Stonehill Inn, and the 4 of you and Adabra walk in, or actually, yeah, the 4 of you with Adabra walk into the Stonehill Inn, and our good sir, Mr. Stonehill, is there at the counter, and he's sort of writing something on parchment as you guys are walking in, and the door chimes open. You guys see all the wooden walls lit up with all of the candles he has lying down across there, and there is enough light to almost fool you into thinking that it's not daytime anymore, or that it is daytime still, excuse me. And this place is lit up amazingly. You guys can smell food cooking from some section of the inn. The fireplace behind the counter, behind Mr. Stonehill, is brimming bright. It is a big, wonderful, warm fire. This place is cozy. And as you guys walk in, he looks up and he goes, "Oh, it's you, lad. Welcome back," pointing right at Boris. And says, "How is your adventure, lad?"
Oh, this is something I think we should have probably covered and when we started. Are we bringing anything back to prove that the Manticore is dead?
We had the tooth. I have the tooth.
You got the tooth?
Mm-hmm.
Is Jackal with me?
Yes, it is you, Jackal, Cloud, and Adabra.
I'd be like, we have. And then I'll look at Jackal and just be like, got it?
I look at him confused, but then I look at Toblin like, squint, like, son of a bitch. Toblin, is that you?
And he goes, "Who's that?" And he kind of peers over Boris and looks over and he goes, Oh, it's you, man. How have you been? And he kind of like raises his arms up big and wide. And Toblin is fucking huge. He's a big guy. So his arms stretch open and he's just looks like this haggard looking motherfucker. His arms wingspan of 6 fucking feet, dude.
My arms go up like cross like this, and I come in and I embrace him, just like, pat on the back. He's like, "God damn it, you son of a bitch! I didn't know you took over your father's business."
And Tobin gives him a big hug, pats him on the back, and he still has his arms on Jackal's shoulders, and he goes, yeah, unfortunately I had to fucking take over. I was wanting to buy more houses around here, but they just didn't have anything, and old Paul decided to, give me the good old runs here. But it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Welcome in.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm, happy to be here. I need a drink, and I need a room, preferably with a window. Get him.
And he sort of looks over at Jackal and Cloud and Adabra, and he says, "So these are your friends then? Introduce me then, man."
Oh, well, that's Boris right there. I think you've met him. There's that dwarf lady. I don't know. I keep forgetting her name.
Adabra here.
Oh, and that's Big Bobcat. I think his name is Cloud. And then that guy we found that other guy on his shoulder. I don't know who. He hasn't told us his name yet.
Now that we have
dropped him on the
ground.
Boris, what was that?
So now that we have Twin Cloud and Stonehill in the same room, like, who's bigger?
They're like
they are like almost identical in shape and size, and just
I want it to be like in Full Metal Alchemist, where
that's exactly what I pictured, Sam. That's exactly what I pictured, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna fucking clasp arms.
Yep.
We're gonna be like,
put it here.
As he gets around to introducing me, I look at this massive mountain of a man, and just
like that electric,
we lock eyes, right, and we pay respect to one another. One big ass motherfucker to another.
Garrick, can you do me a favor and roll me a just give me a just give me a charisma check. Just give me a charisma check. So roll with your charisma modifier.
Hulin. That's under saves. 12.
12? Okay, so you hold your hand out, and he looks at your hand, looks at you, goes, You're the fucking man. And he just puts his right around, right into yours. He goes, welcome in, friends. Welcome in. Any friend to Jackal is a friend of Toblin. You guys are more than welcome to stay a night if you'd like.
As we clasp hands, I would like to. I shrug off to the dude on my shoulder, and I say, "We found this gentleman encased in ice outside of town. We just freed him. He's starving, likely freezing to death, even as I'm holding him, and we would like to know why and how he got frozen. Specifically, fighting an ogre just outside of town."
And he looks.
Somebody needs to take care of Sub-Zero right there.
He looks in shock at the man, and he looks back at Jackal and goes, fucking frozen? Why didn't you tell me that, lad?
Well, you didn't give me a chance to finish, man. You just had this little Macho Man contest with this big bobcat right here.
All right then. And he sort of goes, okay. And he pats you on the back. And he goes, give me a second then. I'll be right back. And he goes into the back, and you can hear him rummaging around, and there's things falling in the back area again. And he grabs... he comes back out, and he's holding 2 huge blankets folded up in each hand. Cloud.
While he's rummaging, do I notice any tables there near the hearth that I can go place him next to?
Absolutely, yeah. There is a sort of stool that is sitting next to the fire behind the counter there.
I'd like to walk over and gently place him on the stool.
Okay. So when you put him down, Toblin comes up and he unfolds one of the blankets, puts it around the man. He goes, fucking hell, you guys found this man in some shape. How's he still fucking alive then?
Luck and brute force, if I'm being honest.
And as he's sort of looking at you guys and sort of has his massive hand on the back of this man's back, he's sort of like trying to like rub the guy's back to try to like get him to warm up. He goes, right then, okay, well, I'll take care of this lad for a minute. We'll get him some soup. We'll get him fed. When he's good and ready and in order, I'll bring him upstairs to you guys. You guys go get settled in your rooms then. We have 4 rooms upstairs available. You guys can share. There's a couple of beds in there. Go get yourself ready to go, okay?
And then
All right, I'll toss my gold coin on the counter.
I need the one with the window. You know, window.
And Toblin goes, right, that's fine. And he puts his hand on the gold piece on the counter. He goes, no, friend, you're okay. And he just slides the coin back to you.
I
back to Cloud.
No, I whisper to him, come on, man, he has more gold than he looks. Richer than he looks.
And Toblin goes, no, we're not doing that in my establishment here. And as he's sort of sliding the coin away, Leon enters into the inn.
All right. I peek. I look around, and my immediate instinct, I was like, "Where's the big cat man?" You know, because that's the best way. And then I come over. I see the party over by the hearth and the frozen man, and I come over, and I go, "Oh well, it's nice to be in a warm room for once."
And then to Tobo, I'm like, oh yeah, it's that guy, Leon. I think it was his name.
Toblin looks over.
I send my hand out.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I send my hand out. Yes, I'm Leon Hartswell. It's nice to meet you, sir.
Give me a charisma check, please, sir.
What? Here, I'm going back over to my page. 25.
So you hold your hand out, and he goes, no, lad, get that fucking hand out of here. And he comes up and just gives you a big old hug, grabbing the back of your jacket.
I'm like getting squeezed.
It lifts you up. He goes, oh, it's good to have new friends around here. And he just drops you down. He just drops you down on your feet. He looks towards Jack and he goes, oh man, it's nice to have someone around here that I actually like, for fuck's sake.
I
was like, ooh.
Yeah, brother. I mean, you know, I just somehow had a package deliver. I came in town. Didn't know. I saw Stonehill on the front. I thought it was your dad, but you know, surprised to see you here. Ooh. And then I go in and whisper to him, you know, that guy right there, he has a lot of gold. Don't be afraid of, you know.
He goes, oh, Jackal.
How do you know how much gold I have, though? How do you know that?
You can
You
tell.
look rich.
You can tell. his passive perception is let's see. 13, and your suit.
That's what mine is.
Your suit rolls a 12. Let's say that.
No, my passive perception is 13.
That's your passive towards
but passive
me,
doesn't
but,
run
like-
against each other. He can just tell by
Oh,
looking
yeah,
at you.
Yeah.
So he nudges Jack like, oh, you fucking pissy lad. It's fine. Go on, go up to the rooms and you
I
guys
look
start.
at everybody.
Go ahead.
I drop the bag. I look at everybody because, like, I just got like rope and stuff, and I just go, "How about we get some mead?"
And Toblin points at him, goes, now that's a man. That's a man. I've got plenty of mead here for you boys. This I do have to have you fine gentlemen pay for. But 1 gold piece should pay for all you guys' drinks and food for the night.
I flick him a gold piece out right away.
I catch it. I want to catch Leon's, pass it back to him, and give a gold piece to Toblin.
Roll me a acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. All right. Oh shit! Missed the dice tower. Hold on. Okay. Oh shit! Missed it again.
Jesus, man.
Hold on. 3rd time's a charm.
To be plus
9
6.
plus 15.
15? Yeah,
15.
okay, so you snatch the coin. It almost slips for a second between your fingers, but you have that bad boy, and then you just already have the other coin in your other hand ready to go. So, what do you do from there, sir?
I flick Leon's gold piece back at him like, nah, brother, I got this one. And then I grab Toblin's hand, I smack the gold piece into his hand.
And my mage hand comes up and catches it, and I just look at him. I was just like, "Thank you."
So Toblin takes the coin and goes, all right, lads, all right, wait here then, I'll be back. And he goes into the back to grab your guys' mead. We now move over.
Can I follow him back there?
What was
I
that?
want to follow him back there. I want to follow him.
Want to follow him?
back
Okay,
to-
you can
yeah.
follow him. We move over to Moonwind in the town square area. And Moonwind, you can see that the night carts for the people that do their sort of cart shopping around here are lit up with lanterns. There's not a lot of people, definitely nowhere near as many people as there were there earlier in the day. But there are still some people kind of doing their late night shopping or eating at a little food stand that's there. Not a lot, but still plenty enough for you to be having some people there present with you in the square. What do you do, sir?
I'd like to just take a look around and see if there's any possibly antiques.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
$13.
13. Okay, so you kind of look around at the different carts and you're seeing different people sort of haggling and talking back and forth. And you do see one cart that looks particularly dusty in comparison to the other carts. And the man that is sitting there has a sort of like headband across his head, and his hair looks sort of frizzled and frayed. And he's got like this long sort of just leather coat there that he's wearing, but underneath the coat is pretty much commoner clothes. He just looks a little bit more tattered and raggedy than the rest of the market people that are here.
Good evening, good sir. What have you here?
He looks up at you and is sort of like taken aback for a second as he was sort of fiddling with something in his hands. He looks up at you and goes, "Oh shit! My apologies, sir. I didn't see there."
Oh, no worries. I just got here.
Oh, okay. Well, what can I do you for?
Well, what do you have to offer?
I've got plenty here. I've got all sorts of different things. Things, sir. I have things here.
He has stuff and wares, man.
All right, all right. Is it alright if I just go ahead and have a look around?
Oh, yes, absolutely, sir. Go ahead. And he sort of like steps off to the side and sort of humbly ushers you to the front of his cart there. And you can see that this sort of table of stuff here with like the wooden sort of fencing around it to keep things from falling off. There's all sorts of different trinkets, arrangements, everything from old pocket clocks to small sticks with strange carvings on them, to little statues made very much of stone and old marble. Nothing looks particularly extravagant right away, but it does look like the epitome of stuff.
All right. As I take a look around, is there anything that particularly catches my eye or perhaps sparks anything in me?
Roll me another investigation check, sir.
Being investigative.
19.
19. So you do look down and you kind of start seeing that as you look further down this like little sort of presentation of stuff, that it starts to get weirder. Like the things begin to get weirder as you look down. And as you look a little bit closer down, you notice like one specific sort of like plaque that is there that looks sort of like there is a carving of a man's face making a very angry sort of like yelling face carved to the front of this plaque. And this looks very, very old, and the stone looks a little purple in comparison to the other stone objects you've seen of recent.
I'd like to go ahead and grab it and observe it closely.
Okay. So what's your, let's see something really quick. Sure. So you pick it up and you look at the back of it. There's nothing there. It's just pure cracked stone with little dust of stone there present. You turn it back and this carving's actually quite impeccable for a stone this old. The face itself is not really all that worn in comparatively to the rest of this stone plaque that's there. But you don't see anything else of importance on it.
Good sir, how much for this?
He looks up at the plaque and looks at you and he goes, 10 silver pieces?
How about this? I'll give you 1 copper piece and I'll help you rearrange some of the stuff back here because it's kind of tattered.
And he like looks at you, looks at it, looks back at you, and he goes, I don't have anything in here that I would sell you for anything less than 5 pieces of that size, sir.
You drive a hard bargain. Here you go.
So you hand over the 5. Okay,
Yeah.
so you reach out, you hand him the 5 copper pieces, and he, as you put them into his hand, he looks at you with a big, just shit-eating grin on his face. And he goes, "All right, piss off," and then just walks away. And goes back to his chair, stoops in the chair, and just goes back to where he was. Yes, sir.
As I walk away, I would like to use some of my inherent air abilities to swipe the copper pieces back. As he takes a seat.
Tell you what, I'll let you do that, but we're going to roll against each other.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you roll a wisdom check for me, and I'm gonna roll with a saving throw. Okay, go ahead and roll.
You
20.
did roll well.
20.
Oh,
18 plus 2.
Cool.
Okay.
So you're a little, you do, give me your hand gesture. What hand gesture do you do? So as your hand sort of twists, the wind blows in the direction of the way your hand movement goes, and this one wisp of air is, and as it sort of swipes towards the guy's hand, he sees it and tries to move his hand out of the way, but the wind smacks the back of his hand just hard enough that the coins go falling onto the ground in front of him. But it's too far away for him to be able to reach out and grab them fast enough before they're already sort of at your feet. And you are able to pick up the copper coins there, my friend. I rolled an 8, by the way. Just to make sure that you know. We move back now to the Stonehill Inn, where you guys are all up in one room upstairs that has 2 beds. And the man is still downstairs, our frozen guest of this short piece of the adventure, is still downstairs by the fireplace. And you all are in this room without Moonwind still. What do you guys do from there?
Oh, I thought it was with Stonehill. I thought I was chilling with him.
Oh, okay. So you were down there still. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So you're down there still with Toblin. So Boris, Cloud, Leon, and Adabra are in this room.
I make sure I find the coziest chair and I prop my feet up and I just sit there and I enjoy my mead. I take one big drink and I just go, fuck today.
For sure, dude. Anyone else?
Boris will not have mead. He'll have the equivalent of like a cheap beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he's just gonna like wait for food basically.
Yeah.
He'll probably cozy up to like the fire though, because like, you know, it's just nice.
Sure.
Hey there, Boris. What brought you over here?
Work.
I figured we might as well all share while we're in town.
Boris will stand up and go to the bar.
I thought we were in a room.
You guys are
we're
in a room. So
Is there a
leave the
room?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
we were like downstairs still. Okay.
Jackal is.
Okay. No, so we're just in our rooms waiting for food to come to us.
You guys are in one room, in a 2-bedroom room right now, just like convening.
A 2-bed room.
Yeah,
Upstairs. Yeah, waiting for food to come up.
Boris, he'll say, he'll answer the question. He's like, here for work. And then, yeah. He's just
What kind of work are you here for?
You were there. We killed the Manticore.
Oh, is that what brought you to town, or were you just seeking work?
Both.
Both. Okay, so
While they're talking,
say-
I'm going to
Both of them.
find the corner furthest from the door of the room and just slump against it and go fall into the corner and slump against the ground.
So you're a monster hunter of some sort, so a bounty hunter? Or do you just kind of take any job that you can?
Take any job that pays.
Okay. You don't have to be so standoffish, boys. I'm just here trying to get to know you, because it sounds like we're all going to be doing something that I could die, you could die. The Tabaxi probably won't die. Look at that big hunk of meat
Speaking
out
of
there.
doing something, we do need to decide what we're going to do with our friend downstairs. And while we reluctantly accepted the king's offer, we need to decide if we're going to push through with it. Are we stuck with one another? And if so, we need to learn to get along.
Tabaxi, I like you. I'll put it there. Boris, I'm trying to get to know you. The rogue friend, he was a bit more chipper with me down there, but I have a feeling he doesn't like me right now.
So as you
I
say
was like,
that,
where's that?
Xander, your question, sir.
I was just gonna say, as they're having this conversation, I slowly make my way to the inn.
Yes.
I was about to
You're
just
on
be
your
like-
way over. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I was about to announce to everybody, I was going to be like, where's the blue fellow? He actually warmed up. I warmed up to him
He
quite
went
well.
into town as you did. Speaking of going into town, when you were getting supplies, did you learn anything of note?
So I went to Bothan's Provisions, and there was the locals do know of the dragon. They're very well aware of the dragon. It's the first that any locals have mentioned it to me today, but so they're already aware of what danger this town is in. They were worried about the beast first and foremost, because it sounds like the beast has been terrorizing individuals outside the town. I did tell them that we felled the beast, so they were very gleeful over that bit of knowledge. So that is known. Now, other than that, there was a strange man boy thing with a bowl cut. He kept going on about some rat man that's in the town. I asked if he knows if it's hurt anybody or if it's caused any ruckus, and as far as I know, it just digs through the trash. But it is quite interesting. I haven't seen a rat man before, and I am from Baldur's Gate, and I do see quite a few things there.
So as Leon sort of ends that last sentence there, we move to Jackal downstairs with Toblin, and Toblin's sort of in the back area, cooking up bowls, getting meat like ready to go into glasses, and kind of generally just getting ready. And they're sort of catching up with each other down there in the back. And Toblin goes, "Wolf, fucking hell, Jackal, what have you been up to?"
I'm also helping him out in the kitchen, just like preparing meals. Like, fuck. Look, man, you're in some deep shit. You're about to be in some deep shit. I'm looking around to see if Jackal's looking around to see if anyone's in earshot. Is hope we're in the back. Just look. I got this strange letter. I need a private room. I need a window. I need that private room with that window. And as well, I need to send a letter out. If you know anyone I could get this letter to, anyone could deliver.
Toblin sort of tilts his head towards you and he goes, "Letter? What letter are you speaking of, lad?"
Don't worry about it, Toblin. It's way out of your pay grade. Anyway, look. I got a ragtag of misfits out there in those rooms. Right, about to go slay this dragon. I don't really believe in dragons, but look, it's about to be dangerous. All I'm saying is that Phandalin is not safe. All right, whatever you got going on here, keep an eye out.
He goes, all right then. Fucking hell, just asking. If you'd like to send a letter, there's bit of a shoddy tavern down the way, just about 6 buildings down east that you could probably go there. There's a gentleman there that you should be able to, at the counter, just give him the letter. He can send it off for you. I believe it's bandits that run that tavern. But they're a friendly bunch. They're a friendly bunch. Just don't judge it from the outside then.
I bet I know a few of them. Do you have a quill and ink I could borrow?
Yes. Over there on the counter, you can find both there. I got parchment, I got quills, I got plenty a bunch over there. Go take a look.
Thank you, Toblin. Also,
so Jackal, you go up.
Yeah.
You go up to the counter, and as you go up to the counter, Moonwind comes in through the front door.
Oh shit. Toblin, meet my associate here. It's what's his name? It's Moonwind with the K. Something like with a K. I know it's weird.
And Toblin comes out of the back and he goes, "Oh, that's a fucking blue man. Moonwind."
That's what I was saying.
With a K. Hello, sir. Welcome in.
It's K Moonwind, but you can just call me Moonwind.
Moonwind it is, lad. Thank you for coming in to the Stonehill Inn. Would you like some food, some mead for you, sir?
Absolutely. What do you have?
He looks over at Jack and he goes, "You're gonna get him taken care of, yeah?"
I guess.
I could go for some spuds.
And he kind of
Yeah, I whisper. I was hoping he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, brother. All right? Just take it a little easy on him.
and Toblin goes, "Oh yeah." He kind of picks up on what you're putting down.
Yeah.
He goes, all right. Moonwind with a K, come with me, lad. And he sort of like gestures Moonwind to kind of follow him into the back area. I've got meat and food aplenty back here. Come on. And you follow Toblin into the back area, leaving Jackal at the counter there.
I'm gonna grab the parchment, the quill and ink. I'm just gonna want to pocket it for now. And then I like yell back, Toblin, where's the key to that to my room?
And from the back end, he's like, "It's above the fireplace."
And then I walk over. I go to the fireplace. Is that frozen guy still in front of it?
He is, yes.
Like I walk over to him. I pat him on the shoulder. Hey, what's up, Sub-Zero? And I grab the.
And he like he flinches when you pat him on the shoulder. He's, oh, and then like gives like a small whimper as you sort of tap him just gently on the back. You reach up and he starts leaning closer to the fire so that he's not touching as much of you as he possibly can. And he's still you can still feel his shivering on your clothes as you kind of get closer to him. Devin, you had your hand up.
Yeah, did I get my jacket back from him already, or do I need to
You
go get
did,
it?
yeah.
No,
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's up to you guys. Do you guys want him to have the jacket still, or?
I would think he got his jacket back when the guy gave him the blankets.
yeah, the blankets.
Fair,
I think.
fair.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So Jackal, you reach up, you grab your key, and then
I head upstairs. And I'm guessing like the upstairs is like it's just a hallway of like rooms. I believe the one I'm trying to find which one is the one with the window. Like this one, like just gazing at the the way the building layout is. Like, that one. I walk towards it. Open
Devin?
the door.
Is our door open in the room since we're kind of just like gathered waiting for food? Is the door open?
The room that you guys are in, yes, that door is open. None of
Okay.
the other ones are though.
Is Jackal passing our room?
Yes.
Yeah, I walk. I see the door open. But I walk past and then I like stop and like I walk backwards. And like, oh, seems like you guys have cozied up in here.
I'm gonna throw up my arms and just be like, Jackal, why don't you join us for a drink? I think we started off on the wrong foot.
Uno momento, por favor.
There's a small
And then-
barrel of mead here waiting for you.
Yeah, I was just talking
the whole
to.
barrel.
Boris
I was
is
just
just like,
talking-
what language was that?
I was just talking to Stonehill downstairs. Food's coming up in a minute. I was helping him out with that, but I need to get to my room because Stonehill owes me, so he thought he'd give me a nice deluxe room. So, and then I turn around and I start walking towards.
Boris is like, you prepared the food.
And then, like as like I was walking, but then like I leaned backwards, so like my head, my upper body's still framed. Yeah, got a problem with that? That's what I thought.
Boris procures from his pack. He just kind of like pulls out like a little like chef's hat. He actually cooking is like a small trade from one of the merchants.
Cooking is my passion.
He's all like, he shows up his chef's hat. He's like,
I see it. I notice it, and I wink at him.
He likes to make
All right,
things
all right.
delicious in dungeon.
I'm just gonna imagine Boris is just gonna be carrying around a pack full of spices.
Yeah.
Dude, I hope so. Can you please?
I don't
Can
have
that
that
please
kind of
turn into
money
your
yet.
moniker?
Go pick up some
Please.
spices. I'll buy some spices for you.
It'd be funny, like just like midway through one of our campaigns, we're like out in the forest just eating food, and he just like randomly pulls out like seasoned salt from his bag.
Anyways,
He's like
He's not
crushing
in there yet.
rock
I gotta
salt in
find
his
some.
fingers.
Instead of Old Bay, it's like
Old
Old,
Tony Chachery's.
Old Coast.
it's
Like,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh, Old Coast. That's, you know. But I walk past the room and I head towards my room and I unlock it and I open the door and I close it and I lock my door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys are sort of hanging out, Jackal's locked himself into the room. Adabra is sitting at the very edge of a bed that's sort of the bed that's the closest to Cloud in the corner of the room. And she sprawls back onto the bed and goes, "You boys are so tiring. Cloud, why don't we get some air real quick?"
Sure, we can get some air. I'll stand up and I'll follow her out.
Yeah, so Dauber gets off the bed and she sort of, grabs you by one of your massive cat fingers, and it's sort of like carrying you out, like Instagram photo style, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of leading you out, and as you guys are sort of leaving the Stonehill Inn, she looks off into the distance, and she notices that across from the inn itself, that there's a pretty decent sized sort of secluded hill off to the left of the town square, and it sort of leads you towards there. And as the moon is sort of shining down, she's looking at you, upwards at you, and says, "I just wanted to say thank you again for helping me when the Manticore came."
Of course. You're the only person who hasn't tried to outright kill me since we've met.
She goes, "Well, of course. I mean, such a sweet creature like yourself, I could never do such a thing to you. To give my thanks, though, I wanted to let you know, I'm the person who provides healing here in the town of Fandolin and the outside area. Nobody else has the abilities to do so currently, so I have to take the responsibility of doing that myself. As a gift to you for being so wonderful to me, I wanted you to have this." And from her little coat, she pulls out a small red bottle, and you can recognize it as a potion of healing. And she hands it to you, and she goes, "These are very hard to make. I can only make 6 in a year. Very limited on my supplies, and I want to give you one in order for you to be able to take care of yourself and hopefully take care of your new friends."
I will very gently and graciously. I'll kind of hold it in my hand. I'll admire it briefly for a minute, knowing that it's a very sentimental gesture. Given that she told me she can make so few. Are you sure this is something you want me to have? We do have a man that we just saved that might need it more than I.
And she looks at you and just kind of like smiles very smirkily, and says, "You sweet, sweet boy, always being concerned about others. Of course I want you to have it. I trust nobody else to be able to take care of everyone around them besides my great Cloud himself." And as she stops and looks at you for a second, she's giving this sort of schmoozy eyes towards you, and reaches up her hand to like your elbow, because that's about as far up high as she can reach to you. And she sort of steps in closer and she goes, "It's nice to have a friend."
Pondering. This is me pondering my orb. This is me pondering my orb, gentlemen, as to what my next
Or ponder.
move I
Or
would like to
pondering.
be.
Ponder
Yes,
the
I'm
orb, sir.
pondering. Oddly appropriate. But I think I will I will lower myself to meet her, and kind of clasp my arm around her arm as she's reaching up, and I will kiss her gently on the top of the head and say, "Indeed, it is."
And you kneel down to kiss her on the top of her head, and as you kiss her head, she sort of squeezes a little bit tighter. And as your lips are leaving her head, you suddenly hear a scream echo for what feels like far beyond the hill towards the north side of the town. And when the scream happens and you can hear it off in the distance, you also hear and an arrow goes straight through the side of Adabra's neck. Ah! And now we go back to Stonehill Inn.
What the fuck? You can't do that to me, bro!
What? We go back to Stonehill Inn.
I hate that!
Where Boris and Leon are still in the room. And as you two are sort of sitting there in silence, you hear heavy footsteps beating up the stairs towards your guys' room. And there in the doorway is Toblin. And he's breathing heavily. And he goes, "I need you guys' help right now. Come downstairs." And
I look at Boris, and I go, and I just stand up immediately and grab my jacket.
Oh, Boris darts. Like, he just goes running.
So all three of you run downstairs.
I'm holding like the like my sword handle. Like I'm running down with my hand on my sword handle, like ready to go.
And as you three are running downstairs, you guys turn the corner past the man by the fireplace into the back area where Toblin was cooking, and you see Moonwind on the floor, seizing, shaking uncontrollably on the floor. His eyes are completely black, and he can't control himself. He's shaking, and you guys can't quite tell what is going on with him. And Tobin looks over and he says, "I don't know what happened. I was just cooking. I was talking to him, and the lad just fucking fell."
I'd like to make a medicine check to try to figure out what's going on.
Okay, go ahead.
I have no idea what's happening. I got a 6 total.
So yeah, you look down at Moonwind and you're trying to figure out what's happening, and he's still shaking, and you're trying to like see if maybe there's something you can do to stop it, but you can't find anything. And Leon,
can I do a check of some sort?
You can do a medicine check as well if you'd like to.
Okay. That 20, baby! Let's go!
So
21. But yeah.
So Leon, you kneel down and you see that he's shaking in a way that you can tell is like, this isn't normal. This isn't normal. And you sort of lean him over to the side and you kind of tilt him over to make sure that like anything that happens to him, you can keep him in a cradle position. And you turn him to the side. Boris sort of helps you like turn him over to a side and put his knees up to his stomach. And as you do, Moonwind, I need you to roll me a Constitution check, please.
$19.
And as he turns over, Moonwind suddenly stops shaking out of nowhere and leaves a big breath out of his mouth. And he turns to sit up for a second, and Moonwind looks up at Boris and Leon and looks directly at Toblin. And right as he looks at Toblin, Toblin looks back at Moonwind and says, "Something's wrong." And as those words leave Toblin's lips, you guys hear the sound of a horn beaming through the night outside of Stonehill Inn. And along with the horn comes the screaming of people around town. And that is where we will end our session for today. Guys, thank you so much for being here for Songs of the Abyss, episode session 3. This is so much fun, guys. I'm so excited for us to be doing this. Yeah, come in next time. We have more to come. Lots of cool stuff that's going to be happening. No housekeeping to be done. You guys already know what the game is. We're doing this. We're doing this each week. And you guys can find it on Songs of the Abyss on your podcast and YouTube services of choice, if you will. Please subscribe if you liked this. Give us some follows. Share this around. Tell your friends. Tell your family. And as always, be good to each other.
Where my money at?
Spuds. Potatoes.